I used to think that astrology was just a fun little party trick. Everyone would tell me, oh, you're a Virgo sun. Some people would say, oh, I hate Virgos. People would tell me, you are so self-critical, please stay away from me. Or I would get, I love Virgos. You guys are so thoughtful and detail-oriented and kind. And then I started learning about the sun signs, telling people, oh, you're this, you're that, you're that. And then I realized it goes so much deeper than that. Because underneath that label people were giving me of a Virgo sun was a part of myself that felt completely misunderstood and unseen. I was attracting the wrong friends. I was trying to match up by sun sign compatibility, was attracting people and opportunities that didn't feel fulfilling, constantly hiding parts of myself that felt out of the norm, too soft, too weak, too sensitive. I was terrified to lead with my true energy, especially my love for astrology, because I thought astrology wasn't real enough and that interest wouldn't get me anywhere. The truth is, I am such a sensitive person, and at that point I was soaking up everyone else's energy, a sponge, like emotionally overstimulated 24/7. I thought that I needed to toughen up, I was being too much. Then one night, YouTube handed me a breadcrumb from the universe, and special shout out to Soul Navigation, Meredith at Soul Navigation. She is my astrology teacher on YouTube. I am obsessed with her. She was talking about something that I was just getting into around that time, rising signs. I've heard other things about my rising sign in the past, so I clicked on it. I was like, why is this about an hour video? How in depth could she really go? And I started learning that it's kind of like our soul's outfit. It's the energy we present before we even speak. Suddenly, I got the missing piece. I pulled up my chart, I looked at my Pisces rising, and instantly, all of it started to make sense. I wasn't broken, I was just wired differently. There was a reason why I was soaking up all of this energy like a sponge. Pisces energy is so intuitive, and it's incredibly adaptable, sometimes to a fault where it can morph into these roles to fit the social situation and the desires of others. I realized I had been shape-shifting my entire life, trying to fit what they wanted me to be. The social chameleon that forgot what her color was. This explained why I felt so much more secure in one-on-one interactions, why tight clothing made me feel anxious. So I started making small changes one by one. I stopped performing, I stopped dressing in all of these restricting clothing, and I started wearing fabrics and colors that felt more like myself. You can honestly see right now, I literally have this like very comfortable cotton white and pink pastel tank top on that is very Pisces rising. I ditched the harsh makeup. If I can find pictures of all of this stuff, I will put it up here. And now I wear much more soft, glowy makeup that highlights my eyes because Pisces risings are known for their eyes. Started leading with softness in my interactions, having eye contact, being more compassionate, showing my nurturing side. As I did, everything shifted. My friend groups, how close I felt with my friends, finally being seen not only in person but online. I shifted my whole online presence and things just started working out. And now because of that, the community on TikTok has grown to almost 160K. On Instagram, we're currently at 16K and we keep growing. Over 100 brand deals, dozens of astrology readings. But most importantly, I've aligned with a community online who is like-minded and who sees me for who I really am. And because of that, I can connect with the right people, I can connect with you and the people who genuinely resonate with my message. And the biggest shift I made was to not run away from my rising sign. Of course, our whole chart matters, and if you want to go into depth, I do have programs for that. You can also book a reading with me. But in this video, I want to give you as much value as possible so you can have the same experience. We are going on a journey, and I am breaking down how every single rising sign shapes people's identity, your personal brand, your energy, and how to tap into the power of it. I'm going to teach you guys how to stop being likable and start being magnetic. And if you don't know your rising sign already, this is super easy. The one thing you need to know though is you have to have an exact birth time because your rising sign is completely dependent on the time of your birth. So call up your parent, call up your caregiver, call up the hospital you were born at, or look at your birth certificate, find that exact time, and then you're going to go online. I recommend using Cafe Astrology, and you can just put in all your birth details, and then it'll tell you your ascendant / your rising sign. Remember what sign that's going to be in, and you are going to pay extra attention to the section that talks about your rising sign throughout this video. And we're going to talk about all of them a couple times. Once you guys lean into your rising sign like I did, everything's going to fall into place for you. Not because you forced it, not because you faked it and watched another like glow up video that fits everybody, because you genuinely aligned with your natural energy and you started seeing yourself for who you are and embracing that. Our rising sign can tell us a lot about what clothes, what colors are going to feel best on us and help us have the best first impression. expression. And we can also blend this with our Venus sign, but that's for a whole nother video. We're going to focus on the rising. So most of you only know your sun sign, and I get that because it's the easiest one to find. It's just dependent on the day we were born, so we can look it up. Boom, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Virgo. It's cute, it's fun, relatable, and Instagram plasters it all over the place. But it's only one piece of the pie, because your birth chart, also known as your natal chart in astrology, it is like a cosmic fingerprint, because no one on this earth has the same birth chart as you. And you're not just one sign, it's like this whole map of your soul. And let's break it down a little bit. Imagine like a pizza sliced into 12 slices. Those 12 slices are each called a house, and each house, each slice, rules a different area of life. To give you like a very brief idea of it, first house, this is your identity and your vibe. This is where your rising sign lives. Your second house, it's all about your self-worth in relation to material possessions. Third house, communication. Fourth house, home and family. Fifth house, creativity and pleasure. Sixth house, routines, wellness, service. Seventh house, one-on-one relationships. Eighth house, transformation and intimacy. Ninth house, beliefs and expansion. 10th house, career and public reputation. 11th house, community and your dreams. 12th house is spirituality and subconscious. So far, so good, right? And now you're going to imagine that all of the planets are somewhere in this wheel, in this pizza. And where the planets land will determine the energy and the direction of your life. So you're starting to get the idea of it. Astrology is very complex. One of the most important pieces is your rising. So here's the kicker. Most people will look at their sun sign or their moon sign and they'll be like, this doesn't sound like me. And that is because your whole chart is determining your energy. And what determines your entire chart and where the houses fall and the signs and all of that? Your rising sign. Wherever it lands, it's going to tell you where the other pizza slices are on the plate. Also known as the ascendant, and it sits on the first house cusp. This is why it's so important to have an exact birth time, because if you don't, the whole chart will shift. Let's say you're a Leo sun, but you're also a Leo rising. So your Leo sun is falling in your first house. This means your personality is on full display. Let's say you're a Leo sun, but you're a Scorpio rising. Your Leo sun is being put in the 10th house at the top of your chart now. So your shine, your personality isn't on full display when you walk into a room, but your shine comes when you're in your public life or your career life. That's when your full personality is in bloom. See how different that feels, right? So when people tell you, oh, I don't really feel like my sun sign, astrology isn't real, that is because there's so much more to the story. And our rising sign also influences our physical appearance, first impressions, personal style, how you move through the world, and how people experience your energy, even if you can't see it. Now let's get into the meat of the video. First off, for every single rising sign, the type of vibe and energy that you have. So if you're an Aries rising, you guys walk into a room like you own it, even if you don't. Direct, bold, impulsive, firm in your decisions, very much a leader, main character energy. If you're a Taurus rising though, you give off this cozy, calm, grounded vibe, looking expensive even in sweats, that rich auntie who always smells good vibe. Gemini rising, you come off as quick, witty, curious, you ask a lot of questions, you probably talk a lot. This energy is very dancey and you're making jokes before people even finish their sentence. Very charismatic. Cancer rising, this is very nurturing. This is more of a quiet, gentle presence. Cancer risings watch everyone from the corner, but they make them feel very safe when they're around them. Leo rising, magnetic. Even if you're in the back of the room, the spotlight finds you whether you want it or not. Think bold presence, bold hair, bold vibe. Virgo rising, this is very polished, analytical energy, intentional, this quiet confidence. Probably think that they're silently organizing your life in their head. Libra rising, so aesthetically beautiful. These people are often gorgeous and they like aesthetically pleasing environments. Soft voice, often a symmetrical face, strong social presence, very good manners, and they usually care a lot about social justice. They're like a natural brand ambassador for peace. Scorpio rising, mysterious, intense, magnetic. They walk into a room and you either want to be them or you want to completely avoid them. Sagittarius rising, firecracker energy, laughs loud, moves quick. They tell you stories that really pull you in. They can't sit still for too long. You want to go on an adventure with them. That's their type of energy. Capricorn rising, mature, successful, CEO, powerful vibes. They command respect and they carry responsibility like it's couture. Mature, structured, powerful. Think the CEO energy, and they really like being responsible and coming across as that. Aquarius energy, it's electric, it's unusual, it's friendly. They lead with with this authenticity and this edge, and you can't quite figure them out, but they like it that way. And then we already talked a lot about Pisces rising. I can't shut up about it. Very ethereal, soft, intuitive, mystical, and emotional, and they usually have their head up in the clouds when they're walking around. So now we know a little bit about the energy, the vibe for each of the signs, and that's great. But also, I remember when I first looked at my Pisces rising, I was like, okay, I'm soft and intuitive. How do I show up? How do I embody that energy? Like, that's great, but that just seems like a fun fact. I don't want to float on a path of bubbles and always have my head in the sky, because this world is bold, especially where I live in the United States. It's really about asserting yourself. I kept reading these descriptions, and then I realized I was kind of misunderstanding softness, and because of how I grew up, I saw that as weakness. Sensitivity is actually a superpower if I knew how to use it right. So to own that, I started changing my wardrobe and wearing certain clothing that made me feel very comfortable. Loud prints, stiff fabrics, very tight material didn't make me feel good. It made me feel anxious and restricted. But when I wore soft layers, flowy fabrics, pastels, glowy makeup, my energy genuinely felt expanded. Like, my aura was open. Like, I just would walk with such a grace, and I felt so fulfilled, which sounds so weird. I also started getting into my creative energy. I started tapping more into the Pisces traits. I started tapping into my intuition. So that's the thing, when we start understanding how we can lean into that rising sign energy, we can also use the gifts of it. Because right now you might be hearing this and feeling like, I feel completely disconnected from my rising. I don't feel like I have those gifts at all. Well, it's because you haven't learned how to tap into it yet, or you might have some misconceptions. The reason so many of us feel stuck and misaligned is because we learned how to dim down that energy, to tweak it, to clean it up, to make it fit into this certain mannerism, what was accepted, where we were growing up. Your rising sign doesn't need to be filtered, it needs to be felt. So I want to get into the secrets for each rising sign. First off, Aries rising, own your boldness, be direct, be the first to speak. When you're starting things, you get noticed. You are meant to be the person to start, to initiate, to be the first one to say like, hey, I'd like to get to know you, or hey, what's your name? And introduce yourself and be assertive. That is when you shine. Your brand is built on action and momentum and following those impulses. Taurus rising, leaning into sensuality, creating comfort, building consistency. Your calm is your currency. When you feel like you are comfortable, when you are grounded, that is when you attract abundance. That is when you feel like yourself. So wearing more comfortable fabrics, wearing luxurious fabrics, being more sensual with the way you move and the way you talk and the way you interact. Gemini rising, talk, teach, connect with people. Like, use your voice. You are meant to be heard. Your brand is your voice. So when you show up asking questions, when you're curious, when you're light, when you're adaptable, you show up with this intellectual and playful energy, and it is so magnetic. Everyone is drawn to you. And the truth is, you have that inside of you. You just might have been suppressing it. Cancer rising, show your heart on your sleeve when you meet people. Let people feel your soul and your emotions and your nurturing qualities. Being this real and safe, nurturing space for people is what draws in the ones that are meant for you, the ones that will genuinely appreciate who you are. You are the healer of the spaces you are in. So when you show up with that, you can fulfill that role in a way that feels good for you. Leo rising, let yourself be seen, take up space, share your joy, express yourself, because when you are in that joyful, magnetic, playful, loud energy, when you're being authentic, people are inspired. People get lifted up. You have the power to increase people's vibration when they are around you just by being yourself. And it's when you dim yourself and you hide yourself that you feel restricted. Leos are meant to take up space. Virgo rising, be intentional, be organized, intentional with your movements, intentional with your words. Teach people with clarity. Other people want to hear the systems that you use to bring you peace. So whether that's your daily routine, whatever you do in your life, or if it's work, whatever, share that with them, because you create this sense of peacefulness, of intention, and people really slow down and connect with you on that, and they respect you. They respect your precision. Libra rising, lead with beauty, balance, and be the mirror. Your aesthetic and your presence inspires others to come home to themselves. When you have those one-on-one interactions, when you talk with people, really taking care of your appearance or just your energy, and you feel beautiful, that is when you have the best interactions, which sounds very conventional. When you're putting on clothing, you feel like you're balanced, you feel like you look beautiful, you feel like there's beauty in your environment. That's when your natural energy can shine. Scorpio rising, be powerful and private at the same time. You are meant to speak the truths that other people don't want to say, that cut through through illusions. When you lead with mystery, you lead with emotional depth, you attract the right people, and you own your power. Sagittarius rising, expand, share stories, take up space, show your love of freedom, show your love of travel, of adventure, speak about your own adventures, because that inspires others to go after their dreams and it raises the vibration in the room. Fire sign risings really give energy to other people. Capricorn rising, structure it. People trust you in general when you show up as that, and they want to look to you because you're here to build something long lasting. And when you know that I'm the expert, I am worthy, I'm owning my power, that is the best way to show up in that Capricorn energy. People will start to really respect you and admire your sense of responsibility, which is what you want. Aquarius rising, be weird. Be future focused, be authentic. When you're unique, that's your influence. You literally influence people by being yourself, by being quirky, by being just future focused and sharing your visionary ideas. People don't need to have you all figured out. You don't need to mold yourself or dim down how you really feel. Like saying what you think, being future focused, sharing your ideas, and people will just naturally be uplifted and drawn to you when you're like that. Pisces rising, trust your intuition, let your energy do the talking. When you take care of your energy, that is when you are going to attract the most aligned friendships and make the best first impression. Move in alignment with spirit rather than strategy, and saying things from a place of intuition rather than trying to look up all of these things and how to be charismatic. Just trust yourself that in the moment you'll know what to say. So now we just went over this. I want you to remember you're not going to ignore the rest of your chart. This is really a starting point. This is like the gateway where everything else flows. Your rising sign really gives you permission to show up in your natural energy in a way that expands it and recharges you rather than drains you. So here is the next step. I really want to reflect a little bit because I just told you a lot of things, right? And although I just described your rising sign, you might not fully feel like this because of your whole chart. Right? I definitely relate to the Pisces part, but there's of course other portions of my chart that I feel in different times in my life. So when we are thinking about our rising, I want you to reflect on these questions. How does the rising sign energy I have feel in my body? How can I lead today through the lens of my rising? And what would my life look like if I stopped resisting my natural rising sign energy? How would your interactions look? How would your daily commute look? How would your social media look? Your friendships? Because guys, the truth is our glow up doesn't start by what we purchase, what we buy, what we put on our body. It starts when we actually see our true selves and we take off that mask. When we tap into our rising sign, we literally tap into this natural beauty. So now we are going to get into some of the juiciest parts of the video. I'm going to tell you the specific steps that I took after I reflected on my rising sign that you guys can take as well. And then I'm going to finally do a last part where I go into every single rising sign about how you can embody this energy, how you can brand yourself, how you can feel aligned and successful. We are going to go deep into it. So let's get started. Step 1. I stopped wearing other people's energy. I used to cosplay as a fire sign, as I was saying. I would try and be so magnetic and loud and take up all this space and try and say the thing first. Even dressing in this armor that showed I was like bold and I was ready to go and so social and fun. But Pisces rising doesn't want performance, it wants presence. So I started detoxing. This is what I want you guys to first do. Detox from the aesthetics that are not aligned with you. I know it's hard at first. Throw out that clothing, those things in your environment, those aesthetics, those habits that are not in alignment with your natural energy, you know? And I do have a style guide based off of our rising and Venus signs for free linked in here. And you can go look at that too when you start to organize and detox your life from it. And we're going to talk more about the clothing and stuff for your rising sign that you can start implementing, you know, and you don't have to buy a whole new wardrobe. You can get a couple different pieces and blend some of these elements in. So I started leaning into the pastels in my wardrobe, the sweatpants, these sweatsuits, these softer clothing. I stopped trying to impress. I started to be in tune. We are getting rid of the things that are keeping us out of tune and disconnecting us from our inner energy. If you're a Taurus rising, that might mean prioritizing sensuality and comfort. Step number 2. So this is for my content creators, my creatives, anyone who like makes digital art or is in the creation business. I stopped making art from my ego. This is huge, and I'm still detoxing on this sometimes. I used to ask, what is going to perform well? Now I ask myself, what wants to come through today? When I tried to strategize every video, it felt dry, it felt exhausting. But when I tapped in and just spoke from my intuition, like, what does the world need to hear? What do I want to say and speak to people? That is when it started to flow, and some of my most viral videos were filmed off of a whim. So I learned to trust my energy. Whatever your rising sign is, you have this energy that your audience can feel. Gemini rising, you are meant to speak it, say it, explain it to people. Aquarius risings, you guys are supposed to be the truth teller that people did not see coming. People will feel the real you and they will come back for you and not your persona. And that is what a true brand is. Step number 3, I started rebranding my mindset. This one might sound weird, but I would start asking myself, what would a Pisces rising do? Every time I had a decision block, a content block, some sort of roadblock, I would let my rising sign lead. So instead of pushing myself through burnout at 11 p.m. when I wake up at 5 every day, I would check in with my Pisces rising and I'd say, no, my Pisces rising would rest. She would dream. She would create from overflow of creativity, not from a place of exhaustion. Would Pisces rising copy someone just to stay relevant? No. She would trust her unique essence. She would trust her intuition. As I'm talking about it now, I was realizing that I was living through the algorithm. I was not living through my soul. The moment I surrendered that, and it was hard. It was hard. And sometimes I'll fall into that now and I'll have to ask myself, but when I do, my content flows easier. Our community has genuinely been full of so much love, and my brand started to feel real, and my presence on camera started to feel magnetic. Step number 4, I built a daily ritual around my rising sign, and this can be anything. It doesn't have to be super long. If you're a Capricorn rising, it could be setting a strong intention at the start of the day. If you're a Libra rising, it could be spending more time on your makeup, spending more time on your beauty in the day and having like a longer beauty routine. For me as a Pisces rising, every night I will meditate and I will journal to have that connection. You just heard how I transformed my life showing up and embodying my own Pisces rising energy, these steps that I took, what I looked out for, and you can do all of this too. This is the final part of the video. I'm going into each and every single rising sign way more in depth than I did in the start of the video, so you can start to take steps and implement this stuff and brand yourself. And without further ado, Aries rising. You guys have this raw, unfiltered energy. You have this momentum. You thrive off of initiation. You are not here to be soft and subtle. Your presence moves things out of the way so you can unblock the roadblocks and get to where you want to go. When you walk into a room, people feel your energy directly. It is noticeable. You are a trailblazer. For so long, you were probably told to tone this down. You were too opinionated, too aggressive, too loud, too much. So you played small, you softened your delivery. You wanted to be invited instead of just leading everything. Here's what I'll tell you now. You are not too much. You are just the person who came here to go first for things. You are meant to be first. Style-wise, think function over fluff. You do best in the clothes where you feel like you could move and you could sprint at any moment. Like if you have way too many accessories and too many things on your body where you feel like you couldn't just run and move to the next thing immediately, and you can measure this off personal ability, then that is not right for you. Fitted cuts, bold shapes, sharp lines, sharp tailoring over like a flowy outfit is going to be better for you. So more like slick yoga pants, slick jeans. Red is your power color, but you can also experiment with crisp whites, oranges, and black. Footwear really matters when you can have this kind of like stomping energy, so your presence is extra noticeable when you walk into a room, like heels, boots, sneakers. Your fashion should reflect that you are ready at all times. Not in like a performative way, but I can make things happen type of way. Branding, you are not here to follow the trends. You are the trend. You set the trends, so experiment, do different things. Then when it comes to content and branding, posting yourself online or your artwork, don't over edit it, don't over cut it, don't over strategize. Being more impulsive with it, shoot it, post it, move on. You thrive in action-based strategy where there is challenge, fast edits, call to actions, punchy storytelling in your content. Think Instagram lives or like hot takes, spontaneous videos, spontaneous series that just keep people on their toes. They don't always know what to expect from you. When it comes to your routines, you need to add a routine that pushes you, challenges you, makes you sweat. You physically need to move so energy doesn't get trapped in your head. Cardio, hot showers, power walks. And then when you get that out, especially at the start of the day, you can create from more of like a grounded rather than a scattered energy. Grounded fire rather than the scattered sparkling fire energy. When Aries rising, honors their fire and they know how to work with it, you become unstoppable. You guys are meant to be first. You are meant to trailblaze, not because you're louder than others, but because your momentum and how you move so quick once you get started, it builds trust with other people. They trust in you. People will believe in you guys when you start believing in yourself and you take action. You don't need to wait. You just need to move. You guys are genuinely supposed to just be in motion. Taurus rising, your energy is steady, it is rooted, it is calming. You don't demand attention, you just attract it when you are unshakably you, when you are unshakably rooted in your own values. But here's what most Taurus risings do. They try and move fast like everyone else. They push themselves to keep up. They end up disconnected and resentful because they start dressing for performance rather than dressing for presence. When you stop sprinting, your glow up sinks in because you begin to sink into the present moment. Style-wise, it is all about texture and quality first, trend second. So rather than getting a bunch of fast fashion, it's about higher quality pieces that feel really good on your body. If it doesn't feel good on your skin, it's a no. Lean into soft neutrals, earth tone colors, warm beiges, forest green, cocoa brown, ivory, blush pink, and fabric is everything. So natural fibers, linen, silk, high quality cotton, cashmere. Your outfit should feel like you are wrapped in self-respect, to be quite honest. Also, gold jewelry over silver. Rather than 10 trendy outfits, having one cashmere sweater is going to do you so much more good because you are the type of people to wear the same outfit 15 different ways and still make it look expensive. When it comes to building your brand, it is built on consistency, not just in posting, but also your vibe. People trust you because your energy doesn't waver. It is consistent. Show up slow, sensual, and polished. In your content, you can focus on lifestyle, aesthetics, food, beauty, finances, doing peaceful B-rolls, voiceovers, day in the life, grounded videos about intentions. People want to feel safe through your brand. You are the type of person people want to come to when the world feels chaotic. They want to find peace and pleasure and sensuality and slowness with your content. And then when it comes to routines, you need slowness over speed. Morning grounding. So before you get into your day, doing a morning routine that slows you down, like having a morning tea, a morning meditation, a slow yoga flow, affirmations. Connect to your body every morning before you touch your phone. Stretch, moisturize. Taurus risings shine when they stop trying to be more and they realize that their value is already inherent. And when they realize that their power is in knowing that they are deeply valuable, they are unstoppable. You don't have to convince people, you just have to become undeniable in the fact that you are worthy. Alright, I love you so much. Let me know if this resonated, and if you want to learn about AstroGlow, you can stay till the end of this video. If not, please meet me in the comment section, and we are going to move on to Gemini rising. Gemini risings are wired differently. Your mind's constantly buzzing. Boom, 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 thoughts, ideas, wittiness. You are not here to be one thing. You are here to be a portal for connections, for ideas, for visions, for stories, and you process life faster than most people can finish their thought. But early on, you probably got told you're too scattered, you talk too much. Can you just pick one thing and stick with it? Can you be consistent? Can you be committed? So you might have started to hide your brilliance behind strategy, behind silence. You stopped trusting that those very quick instincts were correct. Your glow up begins the moment you realize this. Your voice is your brand. Style-wise, you do best when your outfit gives options. You don't want to be boxed in. You want mix and match. You want different layers, different pieces, something that can transition easily from day to night. Like you can start in the day, and then if you get really bored with your outfit, you can change it up just by taking off certain layers. Think light fabrics, movement-friendly outfits, playing with colors that reflect your mood, wearing trendy outfits, wearing jewelry pieces that strike up a conversation, pops of color, sky blue, yellow, greens. Your outfit should feel like it could take you to 3 different events in one day, because you probably will. How to be successful in your branding. So this is key. You want to talk, teach, ask, and then respond, which sounds so simple, but the thing is, you don't need to niche down. You just need to find one thread that ties all of your curiosity together. So if you're curious about this whole ecosystem of topics, or you're curious about so many different topics, but you want to tie this thread, like my series is I explore 10 different places in blank. I don't know, just find one single thread. And people will stay because of your energy and your voice, not because of your niche. Start a podcast, share your ideas, show a behind the scenes of how you get your ideas flowing. Share mini life lessons, book recommendations, that voiceover of your day in the life, but you are sharing what you were thinking about as you were going through that day. You're not the encyclopedia. You're not just meant to like give out a bunch of facts. You are the spark of conversation that just says things where people want to explore more. Routines to honor your natural energy. So morning journaling, or even just talking out loud to yourself. Like sometimes you need to just get it out of your head somehow. Avoid over planning. In your day, you really want time to be spontaneous. Gemini rising thrives when they stop trying to make the final product and you start sharing the process. You don't need to know it all. You just need to know that how you think through it and your process is beautiful and it wants to be seen. All right, guys, I love you so much. If you want to learn more about AstroGlow, skip to the end of this video. Please tell me about your experience as a Gemini rising. I would love to understand more of it. You can also book a reading with me if you feel called to, and I hope this helped you so much. I know it did for me. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, now moving on to my dear Cancer risings. Cancer risings can walk into the room and instantly change the temperature. People don't always know why they feel so safe around you, but they do. You kind of hold this space for people without even putting effort in. You feel people before they speak. Here's what happened. Early on, you might have protected your energy by trying to hide it, dimming your softness because you didn't want to be seen or called weak or overly sensitive. You started to shapeshift to be emotionally safe and secure, but then you started to feel like you were disappearing, like you were invisible. And your glow up does not come from just being louder. It comes from being rooted in your own truth. Style wise, so what are you meant to wear for your natural energy? It's kind of this blend of comfort meeting meaning. Here's a tip. If that's not the type of outfit you would feel safe and comfortable crying in, don't wear it. Think like cozy fits, round necklines, soft silhouettes, pale blues, silver, highlighter, soft grays, warm creams, moonlit white colors, like kind of that moony pearl aesthetic. Colors that feel like water and moonlight. Also wearing jewelry with personal significance like heirlooms, pearls, thrifted jewelry, lockets, like gold lockets, silver lockets, anything that feels like it's tied to a memory, because Cancers are very sentimental. You can also dress like different time periods. Knit sweaters, fleece fabrics, oversized jean jackets or oversized like racer car jackets, because it kind of feels like a hug and it feels heavy, and that pressure and that weight is very calming to the nervous system. When you dress, you can ask, does this feel like a hug or does it feel like I'm wearing a costume? Now, when it comes to branding for success, you are not here to chase trends. You are here to create emotional resonance for your viewers. People follow you because you're honest, and your vulnerability gives them the permission to be vulnerable. When you're honest, they feel like they can be vulnerable. They feel like they are safe to share their emotions. You are meant to tell your why, share your routines, talk about what grounds you. You are a natural storyteller, so using your content to share stories about your family, growing up, your childhood, food, B-roll, very reflective captions, soft piano music in the background. And then when it comes to being successful with your routines, you always want to do an emotional check-in first. Not what do I need to do today, but how do I feel today? Sitting in like a cozy corner or going out and walking near the water, doing something with water in the morning, even if that's like a self-care shower, a gentle wake up, saying affirmations in the mirror like you're talking to someone you love. You really glow when you stop hiding your depth and you really pay attention to your emotions. Your presence is truly a permission slip for people to feel. So let yourself be honest and let people feel you. I love you guys so much. If you want to learn more about AstroGlow, skip to the end of this video. And if you want to book a reading, I'll have that linked below. Please tell me your experience with this placement, what steps you're going to start to take. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, so my Leo risings, you were never meant to blend in. You are meant to be a star. You walk into a room and people notice. People are inspired by your energy. It feels like you're carrying the sun on your shoulders because you're ruled by the sun. But early on, you were probably frowned upon for wanting attention. People telling you like, oh, you're a show off. You just want attention. You just want to be popular. You're too much. So you started dimming. You started making yourself smaller. You waited for people to validate you and be okay with you taking up space before you took up the space. Your glow up happens immediately when you stop asking for permission to be seen. So here's some style tips for you. You are supposed to wear things that feel like a celebration of your energy and your aura. For colors, think golds, blacks, deep purples, oranges, even leopard print if that feels right for you. Wearing silhouettes that show some skin, kind of say that energy of like, I'm here, I'm bold, I'm not afraid to be here, I'm not afraid to take up space. Shoulder details, open necklines, fitted waists. And jewelry is really important. Gold jewelry works so well on you guys. Having like gold highlighter to bronzy makeup. And hair is your branding strategy. When you learn to find a hairstyle that works for you, or you practice with your hair, just taking extra time on your hair care, even like your eyebrows, your eyelashes, any hair on your face, any hair on your skin, that is your branding strategy. Leo risings have beautiful hair. People first see your hair. Lions are all about their manes, right? So you want to keep your mane kept. You want to keep your hair, it can be curled, it can be big, it can be in an updo, whatever it is, draw attention to the hair. Also, don't think that you're overdressed. You are trying to express yourself through your outfit. Taking up space is important for you, and if your outfit takes up space, you are on the right track. Then when it comes to reaching success with your branding strategy, visibility isn't vanity. No matter how many times people have said that to you, visibility is your assignment. You are meant to lead people through your presence. When you show up confident, your audience feels that, and then they can find their own confidence within them. So when you inspire them, you are confident, you take up space, they start to feel confident, and they want to watch you more because of that. They want to watch you for your natural energy. Share your bold opinions, film face forward, take the mic, say the thing, bring in humor, bring in beauty. You don't need to shrink into a minimalist aesthetic unless it's authentic to you. You were born to bring up this more like drama aesthetic, or have more intensity, bold colors. Just talk about the things you love in your content, because your enthusiasm is magnetic. When it comes to routines, you need time in the mirror, not to like look at yourself and pick yourself apart, but to see yourself. So doing mirror work, like dancing in front of the mirror, seeing how your body moves, loving yourself, moving in a way that makes you feel sexy, makes you feel strong, and makes you feel empowered, dancing, sweating, just like flirting with your own reflection, reinforcing how beautiful you are, that you're allowed to shine, not being afraid to see yourself. When you're not afraid to see yourself and confront your reflection, then you are going to bring in this energy of not being afraid to be seen by others. Do not dim, do not apologize, don't wait for the moment. You are the moment, so brand like it. I love you guys so much. Please, if you want to learn more about AstroGlow, skip to the end of this video, and if you want to book a reading, you can look at the links in the description. I love you so much. Comment your experience as a Leo rising, what you're going to use from this video, and I will see you in the next video. We are moving on to Virgo rising. Virgo rising walks into the room with this energy of precision. They're precise, quietly confident. It's like they walk in with this energy of, I've thought this through. You're the one that people look to when they need clarity. You're grounded, intentional, refined. You see the details no one else sees. But early on, you probably got boxed in of like, you're too critical, you're too serious, you always need things perfect, you're a perfectionist. So you hid your standards, you'd water down your discernment, you tried to like loosen up, and then you fell out of place. Your glow up starts when you stop trying to chill out and lower your standards, and you instead adhere to your standards, and you honor your standards, and you see them as sacred. So style-wise, think elegant simplicity. Every piece should serve a purpose in your look. Structured but breathable outfits. Clean silhouettes, tailored denim, minimalist dresses, earth tones, olive, off-white, black, navy, dove gray, lavender. Gold or silver works for jewelry, but make sure it's minimalist jewelry. You're not stacking a bunch of stuff on. Very intentional with your pieces. You don't want to come across it. This was just thrown on. The more you're intentional with your outfits and what you wear, the better you are expressing that natural energy. Small bags, clean lines, like not having extra noise in your outfit. Everything should feel composed. Your vibe is really like, I have my life put together, but not in this loud way. When it comes to shining in your brand, you shine when you have systems, when you provide service, and you provide solutions. You don't have to be flashy. You are meant to be useful in your brand. That is your influence, teaching and digestible steps that everyone can understand. Breaking things down, being the calm voice in a chaotic niche. Aesthetically clean content, beautiful text overlays, minimalist designs, checklists, swipe carousels, captions that get straight to the point, that are very digestible. You are really here to help people live better. Streamline their process of living and improving it in every single way. Do not overcomplicate it with perfectionism. And then when it comes to the best routines for your natural energy, doing things daily, being consistent, having a whiteboard where you write down things and you check them off your list, or you plan every night before, giving yourself space to think, tidying, having a routine around organizing, because when your space is tidy, your mind is clear. Virgo rising is not here to be chaotic or trendy. You are here to show people that having clarity is sexy. Honor your precision, lead with simplicity. You don't need to show off, because your presence is already so refined and intentional. It is proof of you being worthy. All right, if you guys want to learn more about AstroGlow, skip to the end, and I would love to hear from you, your experience being a Virgo rising. If you've done this already, if you haven't, comment below, and if you want to book a reading, you can do that in the description. I love you so much, and let's move on. All right, my Libra risings, when you walk into a room, you move like poetry. You glide, you don't just walk. Your presence is magnetic, it's soft, it's naturally inviting. You are the bridge between energies, and you are the mirror that helps people see the best in themselves. But early on, you were probably told you're too nice, you're indecisive, you care too much about what people think. So you tried to harden up, you tried to be more direct, to strip out the beauty of life and play it kind of neutral. And somewhere along the way, you lost touch with your gift. Your power isn't in being loud, it's in being undeniably aligned. Style-wise, Libra rising should never wear anything that feels just okay. Prioritize silhouettes that move with you. Slip dresses, wide leg trousers, clean cut blazers. And your palette is going to be more mauve, dusty rose, creams, dove gray, navy, and pastel anything, honestly, any pastel color. It should be feminine, but with edge, balanced yet bold at the same time. If you walked into a Paris cafe, what would make you feel fabulous? Gold hoops, soft eyeliner, subtle fragrance. The whole outfit should feel very cohesive, and cohesive with your mood too. Your look isn't about standing out, it's about making harmony look effortless and making it look irresistible. In your brand, how to succeed, you are the aesthetic authority in your brand. This could be in fashion, this could be whatever industry you're in, you are the aesthetic authority. You see the beauty. People come to you to feel better, to look better, and to think better. Do not just curate your content, also connect with people. You have this gift. Speak in a calm, friendly tone, smile, ask questions, create a space for feedback as well and dialogue. And mixing beauty with brain. So when you talk about fashion, also talking about your identity, relationships, blending it with self-worth, because you have this emotional intelligence you can bring into your content. Lead with clean visuals, symmetrical designs, anything that feels aesthetic to you. And also what makes you stand out is sharing the behind the scenes of your thoughtfulness and how intentional you are with your content and with your aesthetic. So routines for your natural energy. Your nervous system craves peace and harmony and beauty. Lighting a candle, dressing with intention, even if no one's watching. I think of you guys to feel better doing like your makeup routine or curating a new outfit. Your rising sign glows when your external environment matches the harmony of your internal environment. Libra risings are not here to be the loudest in the room. You are here to elevate the energy of the room. You don't need to fight for attention. When you return to balance, the attention naturally comes to you. Your presence is the vibe. I love you guys so much. If you want to learn more about AstroGlow, skip to the end of this video, and I'd love to hear your experience as a Libra rising, and if you want to book a reading, that'll be in the description. All right, I will see you in the next one. We're going to move on to Scorpio rising. Scorpio risings, you don't just enter the space, you command it. Even if you don't say a word, people are going to feel your presence. There is something in your eyes, your stare. I swear I've met these Scorpio risings. Something about your eyes, the way you look at people, it speaks before your mouth even opens. But the world doesn't always know what to do with your energy. So at an early age, you're probably told you're too intense, you're too intimidating, or you're too quiet. So you started softening your energy, pulling back, making your energy smaller, like shrinking yourself so others felt more comfortable. But Scorpio rising doesn't glow when it hides. Your glow up is when you own your mystery. So style-wise, you are the definition of the subtle impact in your outfits. Your wardrobe should feel like armor. Blacks, reds, lace, burgundy, deep emerald, leather, suede, ribbed knit fabrics. Fabric with a depth, a texture, and a weight to it is great for you guys. That's why leather jackets work so well. Also having lace and silhouettes that are really tailored to your physique. You can also think of corsets, high necklines, long coats, and body hugging yet elegant outfits. Also very symbolic statement jewelry. So jewelry that centers around your faith or just makes a statement that isn't just trendy. Crystals, crosses, smoky eyes, or like a red lip. Smoky eyes look so good on you. Red looks good. To be successful in your brand, you are not here to entertain people. You are here to transform people. People will follow you because your energy feels real. You speak from truth, from experience, from authenticity, not from a theory. You speak with genuine truth. You don't need to post every day. You guys just have to say something that lands. Create depth. Talk about the things that people are scared to admit. Think of power dynamics, rebirth, transformation, emotional resilience, shadow work, talking about these themes in your content. Also sharing less, but making it very, very potent. People don't need just content and words from you. They need permission to go into the deeper aspects of life with your presence, with your brand. When it comes to routines, you guys need solitude and you also need control. Starting your day in silence, journaling the things you're not going to say out loud, you're not going to talk to people about, and moving your energy through breath work. And whatever you do, don't let people rush your process. You have a process, you're meant to stick to it. Scorpio rising starts thriving and glowing when they stop over-explaining themselves and they start protecting their energy like it's gold. Because it really is. You don't need the spotlight. Your energy and your aura will pull people in. Your magnetism, your mystery, it's magnetic. If you guys want to learn how to glow up with your natural energy in fitness, health, wellness, relationships, style, all of it, skip to the end of this video and learn about AstroGlow. And also please tell me what your experience is as a Scorpio rising. And if you want to book a reading, you can do that in the description. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius rising. Sag rising energy is wide open. You guys walk into the room and it's like the window is open. Fresh air, movement, freedom. Your energy says, let's go somewhere new. Let's make something fun. Let's learn something. But early on in childhood, you were probably told you're too loud, you're too scattered, you don't take things seriously enough. So maybe you tried to tone it down, to look more structured, to plan more, to filter, to worry more, to stress out about things, not just go with the flow. But Sag was never meant to shrink into seriousness. You are here to bring the light, the optimism, the fun, the play. Your glow up starts when you take your optimism seriously and you see it as your superpower. Style-wise, comfort for you means adventure. You need clothes that let you move, express, adapt, go for layers, prints, bringing things from different cultures, of course respectfully, or even incorporating global influences into your style. Oversized knits, cargo pants, bohemian aesthetic, sporty glam, thrifted pieces, graphic tees with a meaning behind them. For colors, you guys can honestly pull off most anything, but orange, turquoise, navy, moss green, like a mustard, colors that feel warm, that feel like travel. You also really thrive in unique accessories that you've collected on your journeys, on your travels, or just are unique in general, like thrifted pieces that aren't in trend, that you start the trend with, like just unique little elements, maybe wearing necklaces from your trip to Paris, wearing rings from your trip to India, items that tell a story of the places you've been, that kind of get the conversation going. Your style is supposed to say, there's a story here, ask me about it. And when it comes to being successful with your brand, you are the teacher, you are the guide, you are the explorer. You inspire people by showing them the bigger picture. Using storytelling, travel, humor, philosophy, movement. You are like the why not voice in the crowd. Like, why not do this? Why not think of it that way? So speak freely, laugh loud, and post the hot take, post your opinion. Going live is great for you, sharing stories. And when you're in the process and you share that with people, like you're sharing them the process of your day and you're telling them stories, they love that. They love that energy from you. And when it comes to routines to optimize your natural energy, physical and mental space comes first. When you start your day stretching, moving, saying your thoughts out loud, even if you're just like talking to yourself, filming a podcast at the start of the day, doing something spontaneous every single day is really good for you. You glow when you trust your freedom, when you trust that you deserve freedom and you have freedom in your routine. And you magnetize people when you speak the truth that's found on the other side of fear. So if you do something that other people are scared of, you take the risk and then you speak the truth about your experience, you magnetize others. Sagittarius doesn't ask for the map. You go and do the thing without the map and then you draw it for other people. Alright guys, I love you so much. If you want to learn more about how to glow up with astrology, skip to the end for the AstroGlow course information. And I would love to get a comment from you guys. Tell me about, was this accurate, your experience as a Sag rising, and if you want to book a reading, the link is in the description. Let's move on to Capricorn rising. Capricorn risings, you guys walk in like you have a plan, and you usually do. Your energy is composed, quietly commanding, and self-possessed, and your energy will just say, I take myself seriously and so should you. But here is the thing. Growing up, you probably heard, you act older than your age. Why are you so serious? Relax a little bit. So because of that, you tried to soften, to relax a little, be more casual, carefree, playful. But every time you bent towards fun, you felt off, disconnected from your own center. Your glow up starts the minute you stop pretending to be chill, because you're not. And that is the energy we need from you. You are here to build a legacy. So style-wise, you do best in very timeless, elevated looks. Think like I'm already the CEO energy, even if you're working at your own dining room table or you're unemployed. Like literally showing up with this power suit or just a powerful outfit. It doesn't have to be a suit exactly. Stick to a refined palette, blacks, navies, whites, caramel, chocolate cream, tailored pants, structured jackets, high quality basics. Think editorial minimalism. Gold accents, silver, like a pointed toe shoe. You should look like you could just be on the cover of a magazine or you're walking into a boardroom. That is the energy. It's meant to command respect. No flash, just presence and power. To excel in your brand, this is what you're going to be known for, okay? People trust in your authority because you embody stability. You don't need to post constantly. You just need to show up consistently in your content. Teaching from your experience, sharing your wins, the lessons that you've learned in your everyday life. Speak to long-term transformation for people, not just quick fixes in the moment. It's like long-term planning with your content. Your brand should say quality, reliability, and results. Think authority-based content. Frameworks, adding in case studies, polished tutorials, establishing yourself with this clear tone of leadership. When it comes to routine, you guys need structure. A morning routine is essential because you have to get that clarity before you step into the creativity. So write your goals down or speak them out loud. Starting your day like scripting and embodying the energy that you want to become, and then moving from that energy throughout your day is so powerful. Capricorn risings glow up when they stop minimalizing their ambition and they start moving with that ambition, with that structure, that authority, that maturity. You weren't born to play around. You were born to build something that lasts. Own it. I love you guys so much. If you want to learn how to glow up your entire life, dating, health, wellness, relationships, style, all of it, skip to the end of this video and you can learn about AstroGlow. And also if you want to, you can book a reading with me. Link is going to be in the description. Please comment your experience with this placement. I love you guys so much and I'll see you in the next video. Aquarius rising, you guys don't just walk into a room to blend in. You walk in to make people tilt their heads, turn around and look at you and go, who is that? Not because you're trying, but because you're different. You lead with this energy that's a little left-centered, that's a little unpredictable, but always unforgettable. You're the person to ask the question that no one else is going to, and everyone's always better for it. But growing up, you probably got labeled as weird, too out there, too rebellious, too detached, so maybe you tried to fit in, dull yourself down, dull the edges, stay quiet when you saw things differently. But Aquarius energy is wired to be original. Your glow up starts when you stop editing your differences and you start branding yourself around them. Style-wise, you need a look that's going to reflect your ideals, not just your mood. So unexpected pairings like denim with velvet or vintage with tech or combat boots with a flowy top. You could pull off honestly any color, but I love cobalt blue, electric teal, silvers, blacks, and white contrasts, maybe even some neon in very small doses. Wearing jewelry that's very futuristic or looks like it came from a different dimension, thrifting your clothing can be a great source of inspiration for you guys because it brings in this energy or this thing that people haven't seen before. Your best outfits feel like a walking concept. If you're not a little bit outside of the trend, you're not home yet. So step outside of it. Do something original, different. Bring things that are new that people haven't seen before. In your brand, how you succeed is stepping into your role as the visionary, the innovator, the disruptor. Say what others are scared to say. Share the new perspective. Build around your ideas. Let your uniqueness of your ideas be the selling point. Talking about society, systems, innovation, AI, technology, community, liberation, social justice. You can go really, really deep in your content, but you need to keep it real. You guys are so intelligent, but you gotta be a little human, a little bit relatable in your teachings. The best way to structure routines for your natural energy is to remember that you need mental stimulation early in the morning. When you wake up, listening to a podcast, audiobook, having a conversation, and walking around your space like you are about to invent something, that you are about to innovate, because you probably are. So getting into that role, getting into that mindset of innovation, how can I change this? How can I streamline it? How can I make it better? Letting your environment support your originality. So if that means placing your desk or placing your items in an unconventional way or an unconventional place, do it. Place things where you want them to be and not where they should go. When you guys stop being relatable and you start being radically honest, this is when you shine. You were not made to follow the system. You are here to rewire the system with style. I love you guys so much. If you want to learn about my glow up course to glow up in every single area of your life based off your birth chart, skip to the end of this video, and I would love to hear your experience in the comments as an Aquarius rising. If you want to book a reading as well, I would love to talk to you guys. I have them linked in the description, and I will see you in the next video. All right, my fellow Pisces risings, when you go into a room, you don't just walk in there, you flow into it and you merge with the energies. Your energy is like a dream that people forgot that they had until you showed up and reminded them. You don't push, you pull. You do not demand attention, but somehow you may notice that people can't look away because you carry this softness, and there's so much hardness and rigidity in the world that people kind of look at you and see that softness and they're curious. But growing up, you probably heard you need to be more realistic, you're too soft, you're too sensitive, or get your head out of the clouds. So you tried to do that. You tried to silence your intuition, to force structure. You told yourself, I'm not creative, just because your imagination, your creativity, your magic didn't look like those around you. But your glow up, your true internal and external glow up happens when you stop trying to perform reality and start living your energy. So style-wise, Pisces risings, they need to have texture that is light and fluid. Go for flowy fabrics, dreamy silhouettes, iridescent finishes, silk, pearls, mesh, sheer overlays. Best colors are pastels, seafoam, lavender, light blue, pale blues, cloud whites, pearl colors. Also rose quartz crystals and incorporating crystals and symbols of faith and spirituality into your looks. And your accessories should feel ethereal. They should feel very glowy. Glowy makeup, layered rings, soft gold colors, shimmers, highlight. Think about making yourself look like you could melt into a Monet painting. Could be the person gliding down that candle-lit hallway. Also, you guys look very good in like the oceanside, beach, mermaid aesthetic. Wear what feels like your aura. Wear what feels like it goes with your natural energy and it's comfortable, it's fluid. To excel in your brand, be the intuitive creator because that's who you are at your core. The emotional translator, the soul whisperer. Speak from your dreams and from your feelings because you guys can close your eyes and you just have that inner knowing of what to say. Speaking from that, sharing your dreams, sharing your imagination, sharing your softness online, your beauty rituals, your general rituals, sharing topics about healing, spirituality, aesthetics, also doing B-roll and voiceovers to more lo-fi music, heart-centered storytelling, really telling intuitive stories, sharing your emotions. Do not niche down. You guys are another sign that's not meant to really niche to one thing, but meant to niche inwards. Your audience is going to find you when you trust your own intuition more than you trust a strategy. Lastly, routines for you guys. So you have to have water. You need slowness. You need a glass of water right when you wake up, quiet and serenity before you take action in the day. Stretch, breathe, doing your makeup like it's a meditation, doing rituals like it's a meditation, yoga in the morning is really good for you. Your day starts best when you have hours of stillness instead of schedules that you just jump into. Pisces risings glow when they stop trying to be so sharp and they embrace their intuitive edge. You are the mirror, you are the muse. You do not need to force a brand. You just need to embody the vibe you already are and share that outwardly. All right, I love you guys so much. Comment your experience being a Pisces rising, what you learned from this video. And if you want to book a reading with me, I would love to meet all my Pisces risings. I will have that linked in the description. And now I quickly want to talk to you guys about AstroGlow. There is nothing else on the market like this. It is the signature astrology glow up course. It teaches us how to tap into our natural energy to be radiant, magnetic, and fully yourself. There are 4 deep dive modules, 30 days of transformative life lessons that you can implement, dating and attraction secrets on how you can attract the love of your life, everything that you've always wanted and more in love in the most easy and effortless way. Also, it teaches you how to dress and how to make the best first impressions based off of your rising, the aspects in your chart, your Venus sign, the exact wardrobe, outfit ideas, beauty strategy, fabrics, shoes, everything where to shop for your chart, manifestation rituals to call in your dream life, and how to work out and how to eat for your birth chart so you can get your dream body so you can stay motivated in your workouts, and a fully customized glow up plan. There's also so much in this course. I'll literally link it below. I give you guys a personalized plan. I give you a 30-minute birth chart reading when I first meet you. We have monthly live calls where we do Q&As, and then we have a private community chat. We have a bunch of workbooks, shadow work, all of that. It is just a beautiful space for the people who want to glow up in life because we all come together in this community. We're all into astrology, whether we're beginners or we're seasoned astrologers, and we talk about what is changing in our life, the things we go through in relationships. We talk about our healing process. We talk about how we start dressing. We share pictures. We share our wins. And the people who go through this course literally tap into this magnetic energy and they discover parts of themselves they completely forgot about. So I would love to have you in it. If you want, AstroGlow is going to be linked below. And if AstroGlow isn't something that you're looking for right now, I also do offer personal chart readings and I do progress charts. I do all of that stuff. And if you have questions about what I offer in my readings, you can DM me on Instagram too. I love you so much. I hope you genuinely got so much value from this video. Please tell me your rising sign. Tell me what you learned about this, if you feel aligned with your natural energy already, and I will see you in the next video.